Hello and happy Saturday. Happy social media Saturday. I'm here with another episode where I chat with marketers and business owners about all things social media. And I am joined today by Shanna Salmon, the one and only. I'm so excited for our conversation today. So thanks for being here, Shanna.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, I am really excited to be here and to be chatting with you. This feels like it's just been such a long time ago since we connected face to face.
Yes, it has been. Yeah, we've had quite the journey. So I'll dive into that in a little bit. But I want to introduce you. So Shanna is a certified personal trainer. She's the founder of Temple Bodii and an MBA candidate as well. She's based in the New York metro area, and her passion really lies in empowering women through accessible and fun fitness, both in person and online. And okay, now that I say that, it's so funny to think about how we met, because you and I met pretty much in a place that was trying to do exactly that, empower women through fitness, which was Shakti Bar, a Pilates studio in New York. And that was probably 5 years ago at this point, where I came in for a class with a friend and you were there taking class and getting content for your Instagram. And I thought, okay, I have to follow this girl and see what she's up to. So yeah, I would. And you've had such a cool journey since then. So I would just love to hear about what you were doing at that time and then what you've done since then.
Yeah, wow, 5 years ago. That feels like so long ago, right? But also not so much so. It really was a journey for me, even being at Shakti Bar. I was a teacher at the time. I was a yoga teacher for the studio, as well as doing my own content. I was a brand and business coach at the time, so supporting business owners, primarily solopreneurs, in promoting their own businesses on social media, how to connect and know who their ideal client profiles are. All the things that you're doing now are the things that I used to do. So it's funny, we've kind of switched in that way, right? And now my role and what I've really kind of made the shift to about a year ago is really focusing in fitness and wellness and empowering women through that versus through branding and marketing. So I still feel as if I'm using my voice and my skills just in a different way to really empower women in movement through my new program, Temple Bodii, which is a strength training program for women that they can do workouts at home. And it's been lovely. I actually have the same clients who I used to do branding and marketing with have come to this business. So
How
it's
fun.
Yeah, it's really fun to work with them in this way. So it's great.
Oh, I absolutely love that you were able to bring former clients into this new chapter with you. So that's so great to hear. And so many good pivots. I feel like I'm seeing that everywhere, especially in the last few years after with the pandemic and the Great Resignation, and everybody's in that question of, okay, what do I really want to do with my life, and making all sorts of changes. So tell me more about that pivot and what inspired you to go into fitness from business coaching.
Absolutely. I would say definitely it felt like more of a homecoming than a pivot. And I think a lot of people are feeling that way now, where, the things that they loved, the passions that they've had, they found themselves either going with society or with culture or listening to family or what's more rational, right? Or looking at trends. And I think the pandemic has really allowed us as a society, as, in a larger way, on a real micro level, or excuse me, macro level, really think of what do you want out of life, right? And we have seen, unfortunately, throughout the pandemic, we've seen the opposite of life, right? We've seen, I've personally lost people, from the pandemic, and it makes you think of, not to be morbid, but it makes you think of, how am I living my life? And what is the legacy I want to leave? That was one of the biggest questions I asked myself. And when I thought of that, I really thought of, is it branding and marketing? While as much as I am skilled at it, is it something that I want to do for the rest of my life? And the honest answer was no. And when I dug into that, I thought of, well, what are the things that I've always enjoyed? What are the things that inspired me to even start my brand online in general. And it was always going to different studios and teaching and watching women's faces just really like realize, oh my gosh, I got this push up, or oh my goodness, I did that final rep, or oh, I'm strong, right? And that strength that you bring from your body goes to other places in your life, that goes into your career, that goes into your family, that goes into boundary setting. And when I like thought about all those things, I got fired up. I get fired up talking about it now. And that's why I was like, okay, this is the thing that I want to do. And that has always excited me. And why I even started my brand in general, Shanna Tyler, now Shanna Tyler Salmon, because I'm embracing my last name, is because I want people to feel empowered, more specifically women.
Yes, I mean, that's such an important distinction there. What am I good at versus what do I want to do? Because it can be so easy to stay in that lane of, okay, I'm good at this, I have experience in this, I have clients in this, versus asking those hard questions like you did of what is the legacy that I want to leave? What kind of life do I want to leave while I'm here in this time? So I'm glad that you got to have time to answer those questions. That really resonates with me. What you said about returning to passions. I came to Los Angeles about a year and a half ago to dance, as you know, and it just is one of those things where when you kind of throw out what is what you think is possible, or embracing like what could be possible, that's a really just a really exciting thing to add to your life. So you've used social media. I've seen you on Instagram through this time, through these different chapters, and now you have you're starting a new page. You have like this following, this built following on Shanna Taylor, and now you're coming to a new account. I'm so curious about what was the thought process behind that decision of, I'm going to start this new channel or new account, rather than just building where I've been.
Yeah, for a few reasons, I decided that. One, because I have I found myself jumping to so many different things and still figuring myself out. I was in my 20s, my early 20s when I started my account. And throughout your 20s, you're still figuring things out. You're still learning your own voice. There were times for me where I just knew I wasn't showing up authentically, right? And one of my major pillars was really real, and still is. And throughout that, I realized there were some times I wasn't, right? There were some times where I wasn't necessarily honest about my mental health journey and things, and, and also my faith, right? So there were certain things that I definitely felt as if I wanted my page to start off in a fresh start. And also, I wanted to invite people to it. That was important to me. I didn't want to just merge and just say, hey, right? Like, this is a new page. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
I want to invite people to it. I want people to make the conscious decision of, yes, I am with you in this journey, versus, okay, I'm here, I guess I'll stay and see what's happening. Right. And
That makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that feels very different, and more of an intentional transition for me, and invitation for people. Especially because now I'm incorporating faith, which is very, very different, and very personal. And I feel as if I want people to feel like, okay, I want to join this. I want to be a part of this, rather than, okay, this page became that.
Totally. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, and it really, the word intentional stuck out to me when you were describing that choice. It's, you want people to be able to opt in to this new chapter, to this new content, and service, instead of just coming along for the ride. So you've had so much experience with social media, both through your work with clients, as well as now personally, and throughout the years personally. So I'm wondering, what is your number one piece of advice for people on social media?
I would say, number one, to have fun, have a good time with it. People, and you can feel it when you're having fun, you come up with ideas, you get into play and creativity. So what that can look like is, having fun, thinking of how can I bring myself to my content? Do I twerk? Do I have a signature laugh? Do I do something that my friends always think is funny? Do I have a key phrase? Do I call people boo? What do I do, right? These are the things that I do, and this is how I show up and have fun with my content. And also, people feel that. People feel when you're genuinely showing up as yourself. Like I was talking about earlier, what we were mentioning is that I had this larger page, right? 10K followers. I have this page now where I'm rebuilding and growing again, and I have 300 followers from there, and some have opted in from the older page. And what they've noticed and what they've messaged me is, Shanna, you're showing up so powerfully. You are showing up like yourself. Your smile is different. Even your voice is different. The way that your body language is when you show up, it's different. And that's because I'm having genuine fun. I'm not focused on the numbers. I'm not focused on engagement rate. I'm not focused on anything other than having fun. And really, that is how the magic happens. That's how you bring your full self and you attract, whether you are a business owner or someone just starting out, side hustler, whatever that is. That's how you attract your people and eventually, your clients if you own a business.
Yes, have fun. That gets lost so often in the social media world, especially when you're taking it so seriously and it's part of your business. And that's a good reminder that these apps are really for creativity, for us to come and bring our own personal voice and message. And I love to hear that you're incorporating your faith into this new chapter, into this new offering, because I think it just seems like you're really kind of honing in on who you are, and then how that translates into your working world, into your business. So that's really cool to see. So that's obviously a social media success, this growing your audience to 10,000, being able to get clients through social media. I would love to hear about a social media fail. So something that you did and you thought, okay, I'm never doing that again.
One thing I would say is posting just to post. I think, I'm a Virgo rising, and I am extremely organized. I have a schedule, I have a planner, I have a strategy, I have my days and specific content buckets. I have these things all together, and I have fun with that, right? Because I just thrive off of that. But also, what I realized is sometimes I can't go according to the plan, right? Posting just a post is felt. When you're just throwing up, a picture, or, you're showing up on a reel and you're like, pointing or whatever, you're just doing something real fast and the caption's just not you, but you're like, oh my gosh, I said I would post today.
Yeah, gotta get it out.
It felt. Those are typically my biggest flops, when I just get something out, or I just create a quick quote. We've all done it, where we're just
yes. On Google, motivational quote.
It really is. People know, people feel it. People are very privy to this now. Social media is so integrated into our world that we do know when a post is just a post to get up there, or we know when, it's not necessarily of the heart because it looks different than the rest of the content. It feels different. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that was probably my biggest flop, was trying to stay so keen on my schedule of posting just to post, when really I could have just skipped the post that day.
Yeah, come back to it when you're feeling more inspired or have an idea or something that you really want to say. And I think that really speaks to a key challenge in the social media space right now, which is that people are more picky about the types of content that they consume, about the accounts that they follow. Back when Instagram first started, it was much easier to grow a following because people were on the hunt for things to follow and were much more open. But now that it's such a big part of our daily life, you definitely have to bring that authenticity and that value. So, And I want to know about somebody that you look up to on social media. Is there an account that you really like to follow or go to for inspiration?
I love the Gymshark account. So Gymshark is a UK founded activewear brand, and they have a men's line and a women's line. And I adore the page because they just have an amazing product. I love to wear their product. I have like their Vital Seamless line. I'm not an ambassador. This is in no way hashtag sponsored. I'm not going to offer a code at the end of this, y'all. Okay.
No code? Shanna 50.
Right? Go get my commission link, please, Exon. No,
Are you listening, Gymshark?
But I love them because they've inspired me a lot throughout my journey. What I love about them is that they have such a diverse influencer team that they bring on. There's so many incredible athletes. These are athletes who I look up to that I just think they do such a great job at bringing people on, and they have really good just products and people that they feature. And I really adore their page because it really reminds me that I am an everyday athlete, right? And we all can be throughout whichever movement we choose, whether it's dancing, Shelby, or I'm a strength trained person. Like, I love strength training. So me and my barbells, right? Like, we all are everyday athletes, and it always inspires me. And they also really do talk about rest days, which I think are important too. And not only rest days for movement, but rest days in general, to just be and to play and to enjoy the life that we have.
100%. Rest days are so important, and definitely something that I'm trying to prioritize this year, because it can be so easy to, like you said, whether it's in your fitness routine or your work schedule, get into that grind mode. But okay, I'm definitely going to have to give Gymshark a follow, because it's always great to see a brand do it really well online, especially with influencer marketing. So, okay, is there any last piece of wisdom that you would like to share today?
Yeah, I just want to encourage any new business owners, and especially now with social media, look at your numbers, look at your analytics, look at what people are enjoying, and also keep going if there's something that you really are passionate about. If you want people to understand the message or to get it, so for example, me, I've had my Sunday Soul Day newsletter for 5 years now. I have a newsletter, and those aren't necessarily my, highest analytical days in terms of when I post, because Sundays are technically a day you're not supposed to post. But you know what? It's so important and dear to my heart that the people who are there and love it let me know. And that's the most important. If really think, and this is going to sound cheesy, but the power of one is real, right? The power of one, the one person you can influence, the one person you can make smile, the one person that's going to purchase your product, right? And then end up referring tons of people to you, right? Like, you never know. So always follow that passion. And sometimes the analytics don't matter. Yes, look at them, but also follow your heart, follow your intuition.
Yes, that's a really great reminder. Follow your intuition. Going back to that creativity piece, it really a lot of times does come from that intuitive space of what is it that I need to create today or share. And that power of one, that's reminding me of when I graduated from college, I had a graduation party, and I was a little bit nervous that nobody would come, or like not all the people that I invited would come. And I remember my friend Zola telling me, Shelby, just, really take care of all the people that do come, even if you invite 50 and 3 come, have an amazing party with 3 people and really pour into them and let them know that you're happy that they're there. And I really try to apply that to social media as well, because it's so easy to get caught up in we only have 500 followers, but oh my gosh, if you have 500 really dialed in, engaged followers, that's amazing. Like, fill those people with a room, and you could see how how much impact that's having. So awesome reminder. Thank you so much for coming and chatting with me today and spending your Saturday afternoon with me. I really appreciate you. So for everybody watching, you can follow Shayna on Instagram. I'll put her Instagram links and the ways that you can contact her below, and her full interview is also below. So don't forget to read all of that. So thank you again.
Thank you.